If you've ever experienced a dry socket, you know it's one of the most painful things you can go through after a tooth extraction. The throbbing pain, swelling, and discomfort can be unbearable, and it feels like relief is nowhere in sight. But don't worry, because in this video, we will reveal to you 9 amazing home remedies that can give you fast relief from dry socket and help speed up your healing process. From natural ingredients you likely have in your kitchen to simple tricks you can try right now, these home remedies can soothe the pain, reduce inflammation, and promote healing so you can get back to feeling like yourself in no time. We'll explain why these remedies work and how to actually use them effectively. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, what is a dry socket? Dry socket, also known as alveolorastasis, is a painful condition that can occur after a tooth extraction, especially after the removal of wisdom teeth. Normally, after a tooth is removed, a blood clot forms in the empty socket to protect the bone and nerves underneath. However, in dry socket, this clot either dissolves or dislodges prematurely, leaving the underlying bone and nerves exposed. This can cause intense pain that radiates to the ear, eye, or neck, along with bad breath and an unpleasant taste in the mouth. Common causes of dry socket include poor oral hygiene, smoking, using a straw, or trauma to the extraction site. It typically develops 2 to 3 days after the procedure and can last for several days if untreated. Now let's get to the home remedies you can try right now. Number 1. Clove oil. First up on the list is, of course, clove oil. It's a popular remedy for dry socket because it has natural pain-relieving and anti-inflammatory properties. Clove oil contains a compound called eugenol, which works as a powerful analgesic, reducing the pain associated with dry socket while also helping to reduce inflammation. The antibacterial properties also help prevent any potential infection in the extraction area. To use clove oil, you'll want to soak a small cotton ball or gauze in a few drops of the oil. Make sure to dilute the clove oil slightly with a carrier oil like olive oil, as undiluted clove oil can be too strong and may irritate the surrounding tissue. Once you have the cotton ball ready, gently place it over the affected area and let it sit for about 20 minutes. You should feel relief pretty quickly. Just be careful not to overdo it, as too much clove oil can cause irritation. Number 2. Saltwater rinse. This is another tried and true remedy for dry socket. This method is great for promoting healing and keeping the socket clean. Salt water helps draw out any bacteria or food particles that could be lingering in the socket, which reduces the risk of infection and helps relieve discomfort. The warmth also helps soothe the area and reduces swelling. To make a saltwater rinse, mix about half a teaspoon of salt in a cup of warm water. Make sure it's not too hot. Lukewarm is perfect. Swish the solution around your mouth for about 30 seconds, focusing on the affected area, and then spit it out. It's important to do this gently so you don't disturb the clot, or what's left of it, in the socket. You can use this rinse a few times a day, especially after eating, to keep the area clean and promote healing. Number 3. Honey. Honey might not be the first thing that comes to mind for treating dry socket, but it's actually a very effective natural remedy. Honey has anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties that make it great for reducing pain and promoting healing in the extraction area. It also helps keep the area moisturized, which can be soothing when dealing with a dry socket. To use honey for dry socket, take a clean cotton ball or gauze pad and apply a small amount of raw, organic honey to it. Gently place the honey-soaked cotton on the affected area and let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. You can repeat this process 2 to 3 times a day. The honey will help soothe the pain and prevent any potential infection from developing. Just make sure to use raw honey, as processed honey may not have the same beneficial properties. Number 4. Tea bags. Using a tea bag, particularly one made with black tea, can be surprisingly effective for treating dry socket. Black tea contains tannins, which have astringent properties, which means that it can help reduce bleeding and promote clotting. The tannins also have anti-inflammatory effects, which can help reduce swelling and pain in the affected area. To use a tea bag, start by steeping a black tea bag in hot water for a few minutes, just like you're making a cup of tea. Once the tea bag has cooled down to a comfortable temperature, place it directly on the dry socket. Leave it there for about 20 to 30 minutes. The tannins will work to reduce inflammation and soothe the pain. This remedy can be repeated a couple of times a day, and it's a simple way to help ease discomfort while promoting healing. Number 5. Aloe vera. Aloe vera is well known for its soothing properties, and it's also helpful for treating dry socket. Aloe vera gel can help reduce pain, fight infection, and speed up the healing process. It's particularly useful if you're dealing with irritated or inflamed tissue around the extraction site. To use aloe vera, you'll want to use pure aloe vera gel, either from a store-bought bottle or directly from an aloe plant. Apply a small amount of the gel to the dry socket area using a clean finger or a cotton swab. Let it sit for a few minutes before rinsing gently with warm water. Aloe vera is gentle enough that you can use it a few times a day to keep the area moisturized and promote healing. Just be sure to avoid swallowing it, as some people may experience digestive issues if they ingest large amounts of aloe vera. Before we continue, if you have been finding the video helpful so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 6. Turmeric paste. Turmeric is well known for its anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties, which make it a great option for relieving dry socket pain. Curcumin, which is the active compound in turmeric, helps reduce inflammation and acts as a natural pain reliever. Turmeric also has antibacterial properties, which can help prevent infection in the socket. To make a turmeric paste, mix a small amount of turmeric powder with just enough water to form a thick paste. You can also add a little bit of coconut oil to help with consistency and enhance its healing properties. Apply the paste to the affected area using a clean cotton swab and let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes before rinsing it off gently with warm water. You can use this remedy once or twice a day to help reduce pain and promote healing. Just be careful, as turmeric can stain your skin and clothing, so handle it with care. Number 7. NSAIDs. NSAIDs, or nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, are a common and effective way to relieve pain and inflammation caused by dry socket. Medications like ibuprofen or aspirin help reduce swelling, manage pain, and promote healing by blocking the enzymes that cause inflammation in the body. NSAIDs can provide significant relief, especially when the pain is persistent. To use NSAIDs for dry socket, take ibuprofen at a dose of 200 to 400 milligrams every 4 to 6 hours, or as directed on the package. Aspirin can also be taken at a dosage of 325 milligrams every 4 to 6 hours. Always take these medications with food or milk to reduce the risk of stomach irritation. Make sure not to exceed the maximum daily dosage for ibuprofen without a doctor's supervision. If you're unsure about which NSAID to use or how much to take, consult with your dentist or healthcare professional for guidance. Number 8. Garlic paste. Garlic contains allicin, which is a magnificent compound with strong antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. This means it can help significantly reduce pain and prevent infection. Garlic has been used for centuries for its medicinal properties, and it can be a great natural option for dealing with dry socket. To use garlic for dry socket, crush a fresh garlic clove to release its juices and mix it with a small amount of water to form a paste. Apply the paste to the affected area using a clean cotton swab and leave it on for about 10 to 15 minutes. You might feel a bit of a burning sensation at first. That's normal, but if it becomes too uncomfortable, rinse it off sooner. After letting it sit, rinse your mouth gently with warm water. You can use this remedy once a day to help with pain and inflammation, but be careful not to overdo it, as garlic can be quite strong and may cause irritation if left on for too long. Number 9. Cold compress. Last but not least, if you're experiencing swelling and throbbing pain, a cold compress can actually be a lifesaver. A cold compress works by constricting the blood vessels in the area, which reduces blood flow and helps to numb the pain. It's especially useful during the first 24 hours after you start experiencing symptoms of dry socket. To use a cold compress, take a clean cloth and wrap some ice cubes in it, or use a cold gel pack. Apply the compress to the outside of your cheek near the affected area for about 15 minutes at a time. You can repeat this every hour or so, making sure to give yourself breaks in between. This will help ease the pain and reduce any inflammation. Just remember not to apply ice directly to the skin, as this can cause frostbite or further irritation. Helpful tips to avoid making it worse. While these home remedies can offer fast relief, they are not substitutes for professional dental care. Dry socket is a condition that often requires attention from a dentist or oral surgeon. However, until then, here are some additional helpful considerations to avoid making it worse. Number 1. Avoid smoking and tobacco use. Smoking can impede healing and increase the risk of developing a dry socket. Nicotine constricts blood vessels and can delay the healing process. Number 2. Avoid straws and spitting. Sucking actions in spitting can dislodge the blood clot, so it's best to avoid these activities during the healing process. Number 3. Stay hydrated and maintain a soft diet. Drinking plenty of fluids and eating soft foods can help prevent irritation to the dry socket. Number 4. Practice gentle oral hygiene. Keep the extraction site clean by brushing your teeth carefully and avoiding the use of mouthwash containing alcohol, which can irritate the area. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these home remedies before? Which one worked best for you? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.